Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Thrivers 2023. Thank you for joining us today. We are so excited for this show because we have such a special guest with us in the house today. We're going to talk about a topic that is important to everyone. So invite someone, share on your wall, go get your coffee, go get your soda, whatever you're gonna drink during this time, because it's going to be a really powerful time today. If you've never been on my page, my name is Bujosi Hamuntepiri, and I am a mother, a wife, a pastor, a researcher. I wear so many hats, but I'm also the founder of Thrivers, and Thrivers is a women's wing of Faith Impact Ministries International. We're based here in Canada, but we're all over the world. And so Thrivers really started as a Facebook Live event where we talk to women of all walks of life that we may learn from one another. And so today is no exception. We have a powerful guest that I'm going to be introducing in just a little bit. In the meantime, go ahead and share and invite someone, and we're going to have a wonderful time. I'm going to be right back. All right, we are back. We're back with Thrivers 2023 in the month of July. Can you believe it's already July? Oh my gosh. What happened to the year? And most of all, what have we done with the year? Have you achieved everything you set out to achieve at the beginning of the year? Where are you with your goals and all of that? But we have something powerful coming at the end of the month. We have the Thrivers Conference. So it's not just a Facebook Live event. We have the actual in-person conference in July 28th, 29th, and 30th here in Surrey, BC. We have some powerful friends of ours. They are prophets, true prophets, and it's going to be really awesome. So if you're in the area, please do come. And here's a little bit of information about that event. Wonderful. So go to thriversconference.com and register for the in-person conference. It's going to be awesome. It'll be a time of fellowship, a time of networking, a time of listening to the word, getting prophecies, getting direction, from the prophets for your life, etc. It's going to be powerful. All right, so today we have Dr. Charity Ezenwa-Onuaku. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, but I'll bring her up in just a minute. And I'm going to introduce and read her bio so that you can get to know her, and then we'll get into the show. Hi, Dr. Charity.
Hi, Dr. Bujosi. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this with us today, for being on Thrivers. You've been on Thrivers before.
Yes.
And it was a powerful time, and I know that it's going to be powerful yet again, especially now, a couple of years later after COVID. Most people's finances have just been, even global, the global economy too. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So let me read your bio a little bit, and then we'll get into the questions. So, Dr. Charity is a corporate finance executive, a professor, and a certified financial education instructor. So, you know that we got the right source, reliable too. She has over 15 years of corporate finance experience in the nonprofit industry with organizations serving women, the education community, the vulnerable, underserved, and low income populations. Her academic background is accounting, economics, international business, and finance. She's a social entrepreneur pursuing poverty alleviation through financial education. She founded Wealthy Gen in 2018 with the mission to empower women and youth by providing financial education, developing tools, and implementing programs that help advance on the path to achieving financial stability and sustainable growth. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. So we've got the right person. Outside her busy professional life, she's a wife and a mom to 3 wonderful kids. Dr. Charity, welcome to Thrivers.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here again, and I'm looking forward to having a wonderful session here.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So let's talk about at Thrivers, really, we're looking at thriving in all areas of our lives. You know, when it comes to relationships, marriages, relationship with God, everything. So let's talk about thriving in your finances. With the way the global economy is and, post COVID, is it possible to achieve financial independence and wealth? Is that a topic that is even, something to talk about?
Yes, it is. In fact, there's never been a better time than now. And I'm going to tell you why.
Um,
Um, COVID-19 was like a reset button,
mm,
all of us, for
mm,
everyone, right?
mm,
A reset button that kind of brings us back to what reality is because we
mm,
live in uncertain times. So COVID-19 kind of helped everyone to sit back and say, oh, things can happen at any time,
mm,
unexpectedly. Right. So there has never been a better time to start building or taking control of our finances and putting our financial house in order because I would say that people are beginning to be conscious. People know that things can happen. So everybody is, being more careful and being more intentional in kind of in the way they manage their finances. So this is it's very 100% doable, and people are more ready now than ever to make that happen.
mm. That's wonderful. It's I guess it's a good side that I know it's hard to say because millions of people died, but it's a good for us to hear that we've awakened to so many things, and finances being one of them. But given that we don't really, I mean, I know that it's changing now with the kids that are growing up. Financial literacy is taught in schools, but when we were growing up, we were never taught any of.
Yeah, there's no formal structure to that.
Yeah, yeah. So, and people, some people say, well, given how we go to school all of our lives and we work all of our lives to make money, and we're never taught how to manage it, it's really surprising. But can you tell us a little bit about what financial independence is, how it's different from freedom, and how that's different from wealth, and how these things are related together?
Doc, I'm going to say I like how you brought them all together because people use them interchangeably. And
Mm,
even though they might appear or seem to be the same thing, but the
mm,
truth is they're not.
ah,
Although they're all related, but they actually mean different things. So financial independence, financial independence, as the name implies, means you are independent, right? You have all the financial resources, you have the money to meet your day-to-day expenses. You have the money to meet your needs, your daily needs. You are not dependent on anyone to do that. You can meet your day-to-day expenses and month-to-month expenses. That is financial independence. And at this point, I'd like to introduce another one, financial security, right?
mm,
That's
mm,
another one that people use interchangeably. So financial security goes a little further than financial independence because why financial independence means you have the resources, the financial resources to meet your day-to-day expenses. Financial security means you also have the capacity to absorb shock, right? Financial shock. If in case anything unexpectedly happens, things that happen without you knowing it, without any plan, things, emergencies that can happen in the future that you don't know of. Financial security means you are not only independent, but you also have the capacity to withstand financial shock if it happens, right? So that's financial security. And then the other one is what's the other point? Financial freedom, right? Now, freedom means that you have the freedom, as the name implies, you have the freedom to make choices regarding how you use your financial resources. You have the money, right, in financial independence to meet your day-to-day expenses, financial security, you can meet your emergencies and things that happen unexpectedly in the future. Financial freedom means you have the freedom to make decisions, to live the life in your own terms, to live the life that you want. You are not answerable to anyone. And you have this money, you can decide how you want to use it. That is financial freedom. And someone might say, if I'm financially independent, I can use my money anyhow. Well, not quite, because let me use a good example. Let's say, okay, two examples. Let's say you went to the bank and you borrowed money, $100,000. Example, you have money. You can use it to feed. You can use it to pay your rent. You have the money. You have independence. You're not depending on your friend, your family, and all of that. You went to on your own and borrowed money, right? And if anything, assuming you have it for 6 months, you didn't spend it all, and if anything should happen 3 months down the line, you can use the money you borrowed to do that. It might appear as if you have financial security with your borrowed money, but truly, you don't have the freedom because banks can come at any time and ask you for the money. You have money, but you don't have that freedom, right? So when we think about these words, we are looking: do I have the money? Am I able to meet my day-to-day expenses and my month-to-month expenses? Am I able to withstand shock if anything unexpectedly happens? And then do I have the freedom to say, I'm no longer working. I need to go home and relax and use my money and spend it the way I want and live the kind of life I want. That is financial freedom. So somebody might use their parents' money. Your parents might be wealthy. They might pass on that wealth onto you, or they might just still be there, but they give you whatever you want. You might have financial freedom, financial independence. You might have financial security, but do you have that freedom? It's not necessarily your money, right? So we need to think about those things. And you can put in the comments which one you rather have. The people have different choices. Someone might decide, I'm just going to be financially independent. The future can go to hell, right? I'm going to live today. And sorry to use the word, but I'm going to just live today, live the day as they come. But put in the comments and tell us which one you rather have. But it's important to make the distinction so that when you're working, you're striving to own and control your finances, you know what your goal is or what your purpose is. And then the last one you mentioned is wealth. I like to talk about wealth. I like to use the term wealth because most people think about wealth, they think about money. But I like to think about wealth beyond money. And that is sustainable wealth. And sustainable wealth is the wealth beyond money. You can have money today and tomorrow is gone, depending on how you use it. But when you think about wealth beyond money, you begin to look beyond just money and you think about other things around you, right, that you can exploit to build wealth that will continue to flow over time. That is sustainable wealth. Sustainable wealth is wealth that have the capacity to continue to generate income for you over time, and it will continue to flow over time. The only way for you to achieve that is for you to look beyond money and just think about what I call the other four capital stocks, because there are four different capital stocks. I'm not going to dive in deeper into them, but you have the human capital, that is you yourself. You have the social capital, which is the people, your community, your connections. And then you have the cultural capital, that is you, your attitude, your values, and all of that. And then you have the financial capital, which is just where money comes in. So you see that money is just a component. So when you think about wealth, you think about all of them in whole. How can you exploit all of these things together to build wealth for you? It's only when you do that that you would have wealth that can continue to flow over time. Just one example, and that it will help you it will make a lot more sense. Let's say I don't have money. I don't have financial capital, but I'm educated. I have skills. I can write books, right? I can develop technology. I can build up. I can create graphics. I can dance, I can sing. I don't have money, but I can create wealth using this talent, this skills, my human capital. And let's say you went to school, you have all these degrees, and you get a good paying job. And if anything happens, we know we all saw what happened during COVID, right? A lot of people got laid off, but the people that have developed their human capital can use their skills online while sitting at home. They built a lot of products, they created a lot of things, they built wealth using their human capital. So that's just one example. Your culture, someone might say, how does culture have to do anything with money? Your attitude can connect people to you. Your attitude, which is your correct cultural capital, can link people to you, bring your human capital, can be your social capital to you. And this, it can lead you to people that will open doors of opportunities that can create financial capital for you. So they're all connected. So if you really want to build wealth, or if you want to think about wealth, think about what be your money. And that is wealth, that is sustainable wealth that will continue to flow over time.
Hmm. Hmm. That is so powerful. Honestly, I don't know if I always hear people going, well, if you know how people post memes on social media, when people think about wealth, they think about money is deeper than that. But they don't explain what that means.
Right.
But I really like the way you crystallize that into the areas that define wealth, because it's very easy to think that wealth is money, and that's how we kind of have been, I don't indoctrinated, for lack of a better word, to think that. But I really like that you paint that picture that wealth is all those things combined, and it doesn't depend on things that are external for the most part, that you can work it out. That's really great. um but speaking about financial independence and freedom, for someone who is, during this COVID era, someone who's deep in the hole in debt, how do they begin to climb out of that hole, given that most do not have financial literacy, like we talked about? And it might be that they've gotten into debt because they're not financially literate. So where do they begin with that?
So as we've learned in the last question, debt kind of limits your financial freedom. But there's good debts and there's bad debts, right? Um, I'm gonna start with the good debts. So not all debts are bad. Some debts are good. And the good debts are the ones that you will get, and it will help you create more wealth. Let's say someone has a strong business idea that will generate money, but the person doesn't have money needed to do all of those things. You can borrow money to set up that business or for any project. So there are a lot of good things that will generate money for you. If you borrow money to finance those projects, that is good debt, because those projects will generate money that you can use to pay back the debt. So that is fine. But assuming you have bad debts are the ones you're just borrowing money to eat, to feed, to consume, to go shopping. A lot of people that live in more in countries where use of credit cards are rampant, right? You
Mm.
can use your credit cards that is not your money, because you have credit cards, you go shopping, everything you put on credit cards. So that debt is what we consider bad debt, because it does not generate more money for you. So when you have a lot of those kind of debts, I would say start now. It's never too late. What I would say is take it one at a time. Go back and review your debt and see, does any one of them have higher interest rates? Because not only that you have debt, you're compounding your debt amount, you're growing your debt amount if you don't pay, especially when they have high credit, high interest rates. So if you have such that have high interest rates and some that have low interest rate, I'll focus more on the ones that have high interest rate, because the more you pay them down, the more money you can save on interest. So focus on paying that rather than not paying at all. Pay it one at small, take it one at a time. If you successfully pay down the ones that have high interest rate, you get onto another one. But if they happen to be of the same interest rate, right?
Mm.
Take the smaller one, the one that has smaller amounts, because that's this thing with humans. if you see yourself achieving one goal, you are motivated, you're excited, right?
That's
I'm going
right.
to take on the smallest of the balance. If I have 5,000 balance, I have 1,000 and I have 500. If they're all of the same interest rate, I'll take the 500 one. So that when you pay it off, you're excited, you're happy, you have this motivation. Oh, I can do this, right? Then you move on to the next smaller one and you continuously go. The key is for you to start paying down, paying money on it. It doesn't matter how small it is, it's better than nothing. So it is possible, you can do it. You can gradually do that. So the strategy here is take it one at a time, pay down the ones with high interest rates. If they all happen to have the same interest rates, start with the ones with lower balances, so that once you pay it off, you have the energy and the motivation to move on to the next one.
That I think that is solid advice. I'm sure people are going to go home, go home with that information and be able to put to practical use. That's why I like, this particular type of drivers, this practical points. So thank you for that. Um, is it ever too late to learn about money, and why should we learn about money? I guess that question is kind of obvious. We already answered that. And where, if someone has never had any type of financial literacy, where do they start? Where do they learn? What do they start with? Given that there's so much to learn.
So I would say it's never too late. There's never a late time to start learning about your money. In fact, the next best time is now.
Mm.
Remember that today is the yesterday you talked about, the tomorrow you talked about yesterday. So time goes. So start now. If you're starting today, this is the best time. So don't even look back about the years that passed. So start today. There's never a better time than now. So why should you learn about money? It's important. You work hard for your money. It doesn't matter how much you make. It doesn't matter how small the money you make is. You worked hard for it. And if you ever make any amount of money, it is important that you learn how money works. It is only when you learn about money and how money works, that's how you can take that little amount of money you make, you grow it, and so transform it into something better. That's when you manage it and grow it into wealth. Um, someone can use just financial capital. You don't have any human capital, you don't have all of these other ones, but you have money. You can use your money and transform it into wealth. How will you do that? If you understand how money works, you can use the money you have, you put it into vehicles, mostly investment, not just savings. And it's a completely different topic, but you put it into investment so that those investments will continue to generate you more money. I know you've all had people saying whatever money you have, even if it's a dollar bill, you send it out on an errand. Consider that money as an employee of yours that needs to go out and work for you. If your money is not going there to work for you and bring you more money, then you've not started.
Mm.
So while you're using your other financial, other capital, social, cultural, and human, use your financial capital as well, which is money in this case. Put it, send it out, and have it yield more money for you. It is these investments that will generate income that will continue to flow over time. So it is important for you to learn how money works. I'm going to give you an example. You have $500, and let's say maybe Kate has the same $500. Kate gets her money, goes shopping, and that's it. You get your 500, you maybe take 200 out of it, put it somewhere because you know how money works. 5 years later, Kate is still getting her 500 and still spending it. She has not grown an inch. But you that know how money works, you must have grown your net worth beyond where 20%, 30%, 40% beyond what Kate has. And then Kate might look back and say, you've done something. What have you done to make money? But it's because you know how money works. You know how to take the little money you have and then grow it to build additional money for you. So what I'm going to say is start now. How will you do that? The fact that you are watching this Thriver session, it's a very good step, right? We don't have a formal financial literacy education in our schools, but there are programs like this that you can always come in and listen. It won't cost you anything. So this is the first step. Continue to watch these sessions, and then read books, and then my organization, like what Dr. Bijasi said, is World Vision. Follow us. We are all over the place on social media. Um, we have a lot of financial resources that won't cost you anything to learn. There are financial workshops you can attend to. And then if you need help, get a professional coach, right? Get a financial coach, sound ones that you can, because sometimes when you attend these financial workshops, it's like a public, right? There you may have some personal questions that you need answers to, that you don't, I don't know how to do this, I need someone to guide me, and you might not be comfortable to throw it out there. Get someone and ask that question. Get a one-on-one session with a sound financial coach, and they can put you through. But the thing is, it's important for you to invest in with that time. It doesn't necessarily have to be money, but you can invest your time in learning about how money works, because we don't want to make money and lose it. You want to make money, not rather than losing it, you want to grow it to be able to help you financially. So start now, take as much lessons as you can, get resources as you need them, and get a coach, a financial coach, if you need it.
Oh my goodness, there is so much in that, so much meat, so much, so much value in that, and I believe for sure that people are going to, begin from today. If they haven't been exposed to financial literacy, those who are listening will go to today away with a different mindset altogether about approaching money. I know this question is we haven't really it's not on our guide, but I wanted to ask you because you talk about it. Can you give us one or two examples of an investment? Like what can people invest in? For example, I know maybe like a financial advisor has your financial advisor has to advise you, but just give us examples, one or two.
So I always say, when I get asked this question a lot, and I always say that um, people are different. I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to give you some examples. People are different, right? The kind of investments I will go into might not be the kind of investments you'll go into. So people's values are different, and what works for one might not work for one, right? And keep in mind that investments is full of risks, but then it has returns. So for you to get returns, which is what we're looking at, you have to be able to, or you have to understand that there are risks. So the question is, how tolerant are you to risk? That would determine the kind of investment you go into. Someone might say, oh, all those financial things, I don't want to read all charts, because if you tell someone invest in stocks, they might tell you, oh, stocks, what is bull, what is bear market, what are those charts going up and down? I have no time to read those things, right? But within stocks, this is just one example, by the way. There are different kinds of investments, stocks that you can look at. There are some that are highly risky that will give you higher returns. Some people like that because they can withstand risks. I want higher returns. I don't care what risk is involved. There are some people who say, I don't know. I just want something that is stable, so that even if the market is going up or going down, I'm okay. I don't want anything that will give me sleepless nights. Those safe investments are there in terms of stocks. So when we talk about investments, because I have some coaching sessions in terms of for investments, the first thing is always to sit down with the person and understand their risk tolerance level. That would determine the kind of investments in terms of stocks that they can go into. And we, just like with other investments, and as you get to know, to see your capital, right? When you assess yourself, you'll be able to know what you can do. And I'm going to give you an example. That I have this friend that she go every day. She goes to choir practice, right? I know her. She goes to choir practice. She sings in the church, but I don't attend the same church with her, so I don't really know how she sings. But one day, it was her birthday, and we went to something, and she picked up mic, and I was like, oh my god, her voice was incredible.
Mm.
She has this amazing voice that you're looking at her like, are you the one singing this? I told her, lady, you don't let this talent go to waste. You have amazing asset in you. And right now I'm speaking to you, she has released a lot of songs all over the place, and initially she didn't see it as something she can do. I told her
Mm,
sometimes you don't really need to. You're looking for investment, looking for something that can give you money while you still do your job. You already have it. All you gotta do is develop that talent, right? So with gradual encouragement and all that, she just went to record her first one. It came out. She didn't quite like it, that kind of thing. It wasn't as polished as she wanted it, and then she went ahead and do it again, and it was just so amazing. And right now, all she needs is when next am I going to studio, right? She
mm,
got in, and she's so within us. There are so many things we can do. Some people are good writers. They can just sit down and just write stories, like everything is just be coming out of their head. So if you have that kind of talent, write books. These are things that you once you put your book out there, that's it. You're not going to do any more work. As people are buying it, if it's ebook, as people are downloading it, you're getting your resources. So there are different ways people can invest. You can start a business, right? Depending on if you're good with that, you have the time, you can start a business. Some people can create products. Some people can are good with technology. They can develop their own app, mobile application. So there are a ton of different things people can do. You just have to sit down with someone to flesh it all out, and sit down within yourself first and understand what you can do. And then from there you can make your move.
mm. That's really powerful. I mean, phew, I wish I could be taking notes because there's so much to learn from this, and I'm grateful that it's recorded. That if someone wants to go back and listen again, they can sit down and take some notes and really take out the nuggets in this. It's all very good, Dr. Charity. It's really awesome.
Thank you.
Now, the Bible talks in First Timothy 6:10 about the love of money being the root of all evil. And many people go to the extremes with this scripture. There's so many ways that people interpret it. With some being afraid of money, absolutely, because they don't want to love money. No, I don't want to interact with money because I don't want people to think I love money. And others redefining what the love of money means. They'll say, well, it doesn't say that, or. But how does one achieve balance? How do believers in particular achieve balance in working towards financial freedom without going towards either extreme?
Wow. So I'll say money is good. Okay. Money is good. The Bible talks about the love of money being the root of all evil, but Bible didn't really say money is evil. Okay.
Mm,
It says the love of money is the root of all evil, and
mm,
Bible was careful in the choice of words,
mm,
and because you need money, we all need money. We need money to eat food. We need money to provide shelter. We need money to provide clothing. We need money to help others in our community. We need money to do the work of God.
that's
Um,
right.
so we need money. Money is good, right? Churches need money to keep the house of God in order. So I wouldn't say money is evil. It is the love of money. And when Bible says that, Bible is this is my understanding. Bible is referring to the when you love money so much that you can do anything to acquire it. If you love money so much, you can steal or do anything to acquire the money, because that is that love, excess love. I put it that way, that will lead you to doing those things, right? So I would say I think of money as the means to solving human problems. Um, and whether it is my problem or problem of someone, my neighbor, someone in my community, I think of money as a means to solving those problems. And I always ask God to give me enough money so that I can not only take care of my family, so we can do good in our community, so we can do good in the society. And that's what's driving the women empowerment projects we do for widows, because we understand that there are people in the community that need help, and sometimes you can help people if you yourself need help.
That's right.
So for you to be able to do that, you have to have some kind of spare, if not spare, but you should be able to eat, and then have something that you can give your neighbor that needs help. So in order for you to achieve financial growth, while staying within the will of God and not doing anything evil or anything that is not the will of God to be able to get the money. It's important that that you have something. I put it this way: have something that God can bless you through. God is not going to throw money from heaven to give you. You have to have something that God can look upon and bless you from there. If you're working, if you're an employee, you have to have a good skill. You have to develop your talent. You have to upgrade your skill that is needed to perform your job so that God can look at it and give you promotion, right? And it's that promotion that will add more money into you. If you're a self-employed person or you have to have a business or create a product or offer a service so that God can bring more clients to you. It is more clients that give you more money. God is not going to throw money down. So I always tell people, have something, right? Have something, work of your hands. It doesn't matter what it is. When you go to job every day, you render services, you sell products. Give some God the platform through which He can bless you. It is I think it is people who do not have anything doing, who do not have a platform. They just sit down and pray, God bless me with money. Money is not going to fall from heaven,
Type
right?
amen.
So when you people don't have that means, right? That's when maybe they pray from now till tomorrow, they don't see any changes. That's when they start thinking, okay, what else can I just need money? Let me just get it however I want.
Mm.
That's what I think the Bible condemns. So when you want to live financially well and still maintain that balance, not going outside what the Bible says, find something to do. And then ask God to bless the work of your hands. And then God can, through that, bring you more buyers, more customers, and all of that will bring more money to you.
Mm. Ha, powerful. Powerful. My husband has shared some the Ecclesiastes 10:19 that says, but money answereth all things, you know. So we really do, money is good, like you said. I like that. Money is good. It's the love of it that is not good. I I really like that balance you bring. Now, sometimes people talk about, and we know that there are people who are like everything about their existence is money, money, chase money. But some people say it's better to, rather than doing that, focusing on the money, it's better to pursue your purpose and the will of God for your life, and money will follow. What are your thoughts on that? Is that a thing?
I think you can do both.
Mm, okay, okay.
And I'll tell you why. You so let me start with someone that pursues money.
Mm,
Just I don't care about purpose. I just need
yeah,
money.
for the sake of it.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna get this money. Okay.
Mm,
So if money is your focus, money may be coming, and you're okay. Business is going right because the money is coming. Let's say something like pandemic comes again, because it's usually we refer to that because it's something that took most people unawares. Um, if you focus on money and something happens and then the money stops coming, you don't have anything that keeps it going. That's it. The money is gone. And then the business is gone. You are gone, right? That's it. That's the end of it because the only thing that keeps you going is gone. And then the other person that is pursuing his or her purpose, yeah, this is my purpose. This is what keeps me going. Whether the money is there or not, you are grinding, right? You keep doing it because this is your purpose. You love what you're doing. Then keep in mind that sometimes your purpose needs money to be fulfilled,
that's right.
right?
That's
So
right.
that's why I say you can do both.
Yeah.
If the money is not there, you keep grinding. But if the money is not there, you find out that sometimes you are not fully fulfilling your purpose because you don't have any resources to make that happen. If I say I want all the widows in the community, I want to empower them. All the people that do not have any help, all the kids in the street that have no parents or have no help that are not in school, I want them all to be in school. I need money to do that. I love that so much. I'm gathering people, I'm talking about it, why it is important that kids go to school and all that. But I still need money to make that happen. So while you are pursuing your purpose, it's important to think about how can I generate money while doing that. So you can do both. Pursue your purpose, but think strategically, right? Money is not your focus. This is my purpose. This is what I'm pursuing. But strategically, how can we generate money to be able to fulfill our purpose? So that's how you can do both without money being your focus. And when you do that, that's when it becomes sustainable.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Dr. Charity, I'm going to we're coming to the last time, but there's something that we wanted to ask you to do. Can you give us like 10 essential steps on attaining financial health? And I'm going to excuse myself. I'll let you take the center stage and talk to us about that, please.
Okay, 10 steps to achieving financial fitness. If you don't have a pen and paper, I think this is a good time to grab one, because what we are going to share you really need, and you can always refer back to that at your own time. I like to break these into three different parts. The first part is what I call the starter steps. And the starter steps are they are when, let me list them all. They are awareness or assessment, then goals, and then actions, right? And as you see, they are in order. It's important that you follow these steps in order, and I will explain that as we go. They are starter steps. They are the steps you need to kickstart that journey. A lot of people have asked me severally, how do I do this? I know this, I know that. I've had several things, but how do I start? What do I do first? What do I do next? So the starter steps are the steps you need to kickstart the journey. So it's important you follow it in this order. The first one is awareness or assessment. And awareness means assessing your overall financial situation. It's important you know where you are before you can decide where you're going to go. If you don't know where you are, it might be difficult for you to say, I want to go here. What if you've been there before, right? So take time and assess your overall financial situation. You will need to assess your 4 capital stocks. If you've not listed the 4 capital stocks, we are going to go through them because they are important. So start with your human capital. You as a person, you are your own asset. You can do a lot with you. Okay, so assess your human capital to see what skills do I have? What talents do I have? What are the things that I can do to generate wealth? Is there any skill that I need to develop? Right? So when you do the assessments not only tells you where you are, but assessment uncovers opportunities. It is these opportunities that you can tap on to build wealth. So pay attention to that. As you're assessing your human capital, you're thinking, is there any skill that I need to develop? Is there any skill I need to build? Is there any talent and all of that? That is your human capital. Then you go back to your social capital, your people, your connection. Who are you associating with? Do you have a network of people that cheer you on, a network of people that help you to achieve and pursue and achieve your dreams? If you assess and see that all the people around you are the people that talk down on your ideas and don't give you any motivation, it is important for you to do what? To go back and do better, or maybe change your network. So perform that assessment of your social capital to see which people that you need to bring into your network and which people you need to leave out of your network. Remember, your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth. So that's where the assessment of your human capital, your social capital comes in. Then the other one is your cultural capital, right? So your cultural capital, like we talked before, is your values, your attitudes, and your perception, right? Your cultural capital unlocks doors to all other different capital stocks. Your perception or your attitude can unlock doors to your social capital, right? It can unlock doors to your human capital. So just like in the previous example that we talked about, the people you connect with, your cultural capital, the way your smile and your attitude can bring people closer to you. And these people might help you get that opportunity or open door to that opportunity you're looking for. So assess your cultural capital and see, Nobody wants to do business with someone that is always mean, or every time you're angry, every time if you have a bad attitude, nobody wants to do business with you. So sit back and assess your cultural capital and see where you can improve on. Then on the financial capital, this is really important. When you're assessing your financial capital, you're looking at your income. Where am I in my income? Where is my money coming from, right? And then my expenses, where am I spending my money on? Do I have enough money to save and invest at the end of the period? If you assess your what is your net worth currently? If you assess your financial capital and you see that, you know what, every month I'm just living by, I'm even spending more than I earn, right? Then you need to do something about your financial capital. So this assessment is very important, right? So, but once you finalize your assessment, you now know where you are. You've uncovered opportunities, you've uncovered areas of improvement. Then we are going to move down to the second starter step, which is goals. Okay. Goals is, okay, from all of these assessments, from all of these things I have uncovered, what can I do? How do I take my finances to the next level? You set goals. Okay, I need to go get this certification, right? I need to go get this training. I need to promotion in my job so I can make more money. That means I need to go and get another degree. That's just an example. Okay. Oh, I discovered that I have this talent. I can sing or I can write. I need to write a book. When do you want to publish your book? So the goals you will set will come out of the assessments you've performed. Some people set goals and they never achieved it simply because they've not done that assessment. They don't know their strengths. They don't know their weaknesses. They don't know where opportunities lie for them. So that's why it's important to do assessment first, so that when you're setting your goals, you know, okay, this is what I need to achieve. This is how I'm going to achieve that, right? So once you have your goals set, and as you're setting your goals, you're telling yourself what you need to achieve those goals. Once you have the goals set, the next step is to take action. Remember, awareness, goals, and action. So step number 3 is to take action, okay? Which is your third starter step. This is a very important process because if you do assessment from now to tomorrow and set goals from now to tomorrow, if you do not take action, nothing happens. So your assessment drives your goals drives actions. These are the things I want to achieve, then I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I'm calling on you now. After this session, sit down and do your assessment, set goals, and then take action. I tell people that the key to achieving success, to achieving anything at all, is to make that first move. You have to take that first step. And that first step, after you've done your assessment and set goals, is to take action. What is the first thing I need to do in my goals, right? Go ahead and get started. Do not waste time. The moment you start, I tell people, don't wait. Don't say, I don't have money. Don't say, I don't know how I'm going to make this happen. Trust me, the moment you start, ideas will start coming in. But you just have to start for everything to start falling into place. So if you have goals, I like to tell them to help you with taking action. Break them into small. If you have, okay, so I need to publish my book in the next 1 year. Okay. Now, do not say, I want to publish book in the next 1 year. That's your goal. But then within this 1 year, what in increments, what steps can you take, right? Maybe I need to write, and depending on what it is, let me write a summary of what this book is going to be about. Let me write an outline. When can you finish an outline? Let me develop chapter 1. When can you develop chapter 1? Like that. So break it down in increments. Take the shorter ones first and then you go. But if you wait till 1 year for a book to just land, it might take you 10 years, you are still getting started. So break it up and take those actions step by step. The shorter ones first, and then you advance into the longer term goals. Now, we're done with the starter steps. The next steps is what I call the backbone steps. Backbone steps are sustaining steps, okay? And unlike the starter steps, you don't have to take them in any chronological order, right? They can come anywhere in the process. But the starter steps help you to kickstart the journey, the backbone steps are the steps you need to continuously build wealth. And they can move you from income depletion to what I call income replenishment. If you take action today and you make money, you need the backbone steps so that that money will continue to flow. Now, what are the backbone steps? The first one is literacy. And as we know, we touched about being financially literate, right? Now, literacy is you learning about these things, learning about how money works. Okay. So the first step in the backbone, the fourth one in the backbone step is becoming financially literate. You might have all the degrees, all the certificates, but you need to know how money works. All right. So as you set goals, as you take action, as you do all of these things, you are constantly making financial decisions. Right? As you're setting goals, as you're taking action, as you're doing all of these things you're doing, you are constantly making choices. It is important that you make choices that do not jeopardize your goals. And the only way for you to do that is for you to learn how money works. It's for you to become financially literate, right? So that you are aware and knowledgeable about everything personal finance. So take some time and educate yourself, attend workshops, read financial news. I know a lot of you don't really like it, but financial news kind of gives you idea of what's happening in the economy. And from financial news, you can make sense of, oh, this is how the economy moves, right? This is what's going to happen in the economy. What should I do with my money? What kind of decisions should I take about my finances? What's happening with the financial institutions? So all of these things will keep you informed. And when you are informed about financial matters, you are less likely to make financial mistakes. And this, what this means is that you are more likely to achieve your goals. Now, the fifth step, like I said, the backbone steps, you can take them in any order. Financial literacy, you can take it at any time, all right? You can get financial literate anytime. You can continuously do that. Another important step is evaluation. Sometimes people make mistakes of, oh, okay, I'm all good, right? I have investments here and I'm good. You have to continuously go back and check, evaluate your financial situation. Are the things I'm doing now still in line with my financial goals? And keep in mind that your financial goals might change. What is your goal today might not be your goal tomorrow or next tomorrow. Things may have changed, which is normal. So you have to constantly go back and say, okay, let me look at my goals. Are they still in line with what I want? Remember, as you're getting financially educated, you're learning a lot of new things. You are becoming a lot more knowledgeable about personal finance matters. And as you're becoming more knowledgeable, you want to apply them, right? And what it means is that your goals might change. So you want to go back and evaluate your strategies. These actions I'm taking, are my goals still in line with what I want? If not, go ahead and change them. Go ahead and update your goals. Go ahead and check your actions and see, okay, because I have these new goals, let me retrace back my steps and do this instead, because this will help me reach higher heights, right? That is evaluation. Then the other one, the last of the backbone steps is what I call consistency. We all know consistency, right? So I think this is what I would consider the most important steps because consistency is the key. If you want wealth, sustainable wealth that continues to flow, then you have to consistently do what you're doing. You cannot invest today and stop tomorrow and expect money to flow. You cannot save today and tomorrow you're spending everything you have. You cannot continue to take action today and tomorrow you relax, right? There is no, somebody once said, because people said that he's rich, he's wealthy, he said, is there any amount of money? Somebody should tell me, what is the amount of money that I would have to consider myself a rich person? And said, if nobody can give me that answer, well, personally, I don't think I'm rich until someone tells me this is how much I need to have to be rich, right? So it's a continuous process. You cannot say, okay, I'm rich, I'm done, so I need to stop. And that's why sometimes it looks as if rich people continue to get richer because their goals continue to change, their priorities continue to change. So you have to do whatever you're doing, have to do that consistently so that that money, that wealth will continue to flow over time. This is an important element of financial wellness. And so you have to stay committed and stay on track so that you always continue to live financially well. Now, those are the back starter steps and the backbone steps. Now, the next steps I like is what I like to call the support steps. The support steps touch on these other elements of financial well-being that gives you fulfillment. They give you security and they give you confidence. These are important. You need to confidently, whatever you're doing, you need to be confidently doing it, right? And you need to feel secured and you need to have this sense of fulfillment. Because if you don't have them, it doesn't matter how much money you have, but if you don't have that confidence in you that, yes, what I'm doing is right, right? If you don't have that confidence to speak about it, if you don't have that confidence to tell another person about it, if you don't feel secured in your own wealth, then there's something missing. That's why the support steps are really important. The first one of them is protection. Okay. Protection means you got to protect what matters to you. We don't want to make money and lose it. You don't want to build all of this wealth and boom, things happen, you just lose them. So you got to protect what matters to you. It is important to protect your assets. Once you are building these assets, it doesn't matter how small it is. Even if you have an asset that is worth, say, $1,000, right? It doesn't matter how small it is. You got to protect it. Protect your assets, protect your family with insurance coverage that meets your needs and your budget. It doesn't have to be really big or really expensive. The bottom line is that you are protecting your assets. It's like someone buying a very beautiful house and just leaves it like that, and maybe hurricane comes or something comes and the house just get washed away. All your investment is gone. You're starting afresh. Okay, it's like someone buying a car that's no insurance, and God forbid something happens, you had something on the road. You are not only concerned about yourself or your assets, you are concerned about another person's assets. So as you build these assets, it's important to protect them with insurance. That's what gives this some kind of security in what you're doing. Then credit worthiness. I like to talk about credit because credit is it's really a critical or an important part of personal finance. Because like we talked about, there are good credits, there are good debts, and there are bad ones. Assuming one of your goals is I'm going to build this business, I'm going to be known. When people talk about this product or this service, I want them to think about my business. Sometimes you need capital to build that kind of business. That kind of business that would not only employ people, depending on what your purpose is, right? Sometimes you need money to do that. So that's where credit worthiness comes in. You need to build your credit worthiness so that you can get those good debts that will help you build more wealth. All right. So for those of you that live in a place where or that have credit cards, depending on what kind of credit you have, it's important for you as you do all of these things. Focus on paying down, paying your debts on time, right? Maintain that regular payment and always assess your credit history. Always go back and check what is in my credit, what are lenders seeing about me? Because sometimes information in your credits are not always correct. Those people are human beings. Those credit bureaus are human beings and they make mistakes. So it's important for you to always go back and review those things so that you're confident that, okay, so this is me. Whenever lenders pull information about me, this is what they see. And I think what is out there about me is accurate. So go back and review that. That's the number 8 of that. And that is one of the support steps as well. Then the 9th step I like to share with you is what I call giving back. So I like to say that giving is a good money principle that everyone should have, because giving, they say givers never lack. And believe me, if you believe in it works, givers never lack. Plus, giving is a great way to build your social capital. When people know you are, oh, this person helps people, this person gives to the community, this person does this and that, you begin to attract people to you. You begin to build your social capital that you can leverage on later on to build wealth, right? So you can give money, you can give time, you can give your talent. Sometimes it's not all about money. You can volunteer at a local charity. You can volunteer at your community center. So you're not just giving your time, your money, you can give your time, you can give your talent to your community, to a local charity, or to any cause that you care about. This will help you feel more fulfilled. Sometimes people do these things not because of anything, but because it helps them feel fulfilled. It helps them feel that, oh, I'm giving back to the community. This is how I'm doing my part to help the community that I live in. So, whatever your purpose is, but think of giving as another money principle that we should all have. And then the last one that I think is important is getting support. Sometimes people like to do things alone. You do not always have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. I still read. I still ask for help. I still get people involved, get expert advice on certain things. So the last step I'm going to tell you is do not do this alone. Get a sound financial coach or a mentor or anyone, but seek professional help whenever you need it. It's okay, and it's recommended that you do that so that you don't make mistakes. So I'm going to leave you with this as the last step in the process. Sit back and think about whom you think that is sound, that is knowledgeable, that can give you the right information you need and the right guidance. Sometimes people make mistakes. You have this interesting idea, you have these resources. If you do not have the right guidance, you might make mistakes. And sometimes having the right person on your team, having the right person cheering you on, having the right person guiding you on what to do next can skyrocket your idea, can skyrocket your business, can skyrocket your finances. So that step is get professional help, get expert advice, get a coach, get a mentor, have somebody who can always call on and say, hey, what do you think about this? This is what I'm thinking. I need your advice on it. So those are the steps that we talked about, 10 of them. The first one is the starter steps, the awareness, goals, and action. And then we have the backbone steps, which is literacy, evaluation, and consistency. And then we have the support steps, which is protection, creditworthiness, giving back, and getting support. Thank you. Dr. BJC, if you have any question, please put it in the comments and we will get back and answer your questions.
My God, this is so powerful. Honestly, I feel like, this is the type of information that people pay for to get. And for some of our people who are listening today to just get it for free, I am truly grateful. And I pray that everyone, all of us, are going to put it to good use. Just so much to learn. And please, I implore everyone, go back to the video and, listen, take notes, and think over what you heard today, because this is really life skills 202, life skill, graduate skill, graduate level, graduate school life skills. Dr. Charity, let me start by saying, since we're we're over time, are you available for people to come to you for guidance? And I know it won't be for free, but is that something that you do for people if they want advice?
Yes, absolutely. We do that. That's why World Gen is existing. Okay, to help people on their journey to financial wellness. There are free sessions. There are free sessions, and there are paid ones depending on what your situation is. But there are free sessions, and you can always people can always ask me question if it's just what is this and this and that, something that doesn't really require sitting down and talking. Maybe you need clarity on something. People send me messages in my inbox and just ask questions. And those, yes, I respond to those questions. So, but if someone just needs to sit down and talk through things, yes, we have those sessions as well.
Okay. You heard it, guys. So if you need, go to her page, go to her Facebook page. I know she's on Instagram. She's on other platforms as well. Follow her and ask for advice. I mean, like she said, you don't have to do it. None of us has to do this alone. There's help out there for us to, to get help. Do you have any resources that you can share with people, books or workshops that do you have any upcoming workshops that people can attend, and when can they attend them?
So I would say the best thing, we have a lot of things in stock.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you that there's a
Yeah.
lot of good things coming up from Wealthy Gen. Something really interesting that will help you in your finances. We are creating resources where people can just video resources on different topics about money. It's not quite ready yet, but it's gonna come very soon. Where if there's no financial workshops and you're just going to learn at your own pace, you would go in and do that. And so the best bet is for you to make sure you're following us on all social media platforms, so that once it's ready, you'll be the first to know. And there is a tool that we are creating, and that's gonna, in fact, in the next 1 month or 2 months, we are building a mobile application that
Hmm.
people can use to, take their finances to the next level. It's coming soon. So be sure to stick with us, follow us on our social media platforms, so that once it launches, you'll be the first to know. So you have a lot of things in the pipeline for our followers. So yes, I'm excited to be there, to be your resource person or your resource platform for anything money and finance.
Thank you so much, Dr. Charity. This has been truly informative, and I enjoyed it. It was, beautiful. Just it's not too, because sometimes financial people can get too much with the jargon, and then you don't understand what they're saying. But this was really light in terms, not like light, but it's easy to understand. You use words that we understand, concepts that we understand, instead of it being opaque. So this was really, really good. And I feel like we're gonna have you again sometime, maybe next year, so you can go on investments and all those things. But this was really helpful, and we're really grateful that you came today. So thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. All right, everyone. If you have any questions, please follow Dr. Charity on social media. I will. If it's possible, can you help us with the link so we can put it at the bottom of the comments here so people can follow you?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll put it right away, but we are
Okay.
Wealthy Gen, right? So
Okay.
we are on YouTube, we are on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We're everywhere. So
Everywhere.
just search Wealthy Gen and we are there. We have a lot of video resources on YouTube as well that you can go and watch. We discussed a lot of concepts out there that you can watch at your pace. So I will go ahead and send the link, handle, and all those social media so you can follow us.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for staying with us until the end, until the next session of Thrivers. May God bless you. May God increase you. May the Holy Spirit guide you as you do your assessments and set goals and take action. May God bless everything that you do. Amen. We'll see you next time.